afternoon, book lovers of the internet. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe because for every subscriber, I get a new subscriber. I'm trying to get a silver play button by the end of the year. And I also read a page from a book of my choice for every subscriber I get. So, in today's video, I am going to be speaking about the books I bought in May and the ones I intend on reading in June. So as you know, June is my exam month and then I have my Viva on the 4th of July, so it's going to be quite a busy month. But I finish my exams on the 15th, so I still have about 2 weeks where I can go full out on reading and finally experience summer as it was meant to be experienced. So in the month of May, I got 310 new subscribers, which isn't as great as we did in the previous months. So I hope that June can be a much greater month. I read a total of 11 books and 2,113 pages. So I didn't actually buy a lot of books in the month of May, and all the books I bought were written by Junji Ito, two of which I have finished reading already. And I've also made video reviews about these if you'd like to check them out. The first one is Remina, and I enjoyed it quite a lot, but Junji Ito is always a hit or miss in my case, and the next one I finished already is Tombs. There are some memorable short stories here, but otherwise, you'll certainly not remember all of them. Some of them are way too short and they have a lot of wasted potential. Next, I have a book I bought from a university friend of mine called Smashed. He told me it's a great collection. I hope to enjoy it as well. Perhaps I will read this one in the next few weeks. Next is Shiver, also by Junji Ito. I want to read this one in June as well. I'm showing you the covers because they look phenomenal and the art style never really disappoints with Junji Ito. Next I have Frankenstein. Love Sickness, which I think is one of his most recent publications, at least in English. Next we have Deserter. Some of these have also been made into Netflix shows, I believe, and there are some episodes which have been adapted to Netflix. And finally, we have this one called Venus in the Blind Spot, which is quite a popular Junji Ito book. There are some which I am still missing, but I am lucky enough to have most of Junji Ito's work in hardcover, which isn't something anyone can just say, and I was very lucky to find these on Facebook Marketplace for a relatively good price. Next, I am going to move on to the books I wish to finish reading in the month of June, which aren't by Junji Ito this time, so we have a good mix of graphic novels, manga, a drama, some novels, and even a book in Maltese, which isn't something that I've done on this channel in a long time, and I want to do that after so many months of not doing so. First up, we have Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller. I have an exam where I have to write about this one and three other plays tomorrow, so I definitely want to finish reading this one and review it on the channel. Of course, I already know the plot because most of it was spoiled for us by the lecturers, and not many of us actually did read it since we were told the story right away. Next, we have One Piece by Eiichiro Oda, volumes 16, 17, and 18. I've been meaning to continue reading Baroque works for a very long time, and I hope that I'll finally get the opportunity to do so once the exams are over. Next, we have The Sandman, the third graphic novel in the series. This one is titled Dream Country. I also want to watch the second season on Netflix when it is made and adapted. I really look forward to it. I'm not sure if it's out there already, but I don't think so. Um, anyway, I really need to catch up with The Sandman, both in the graphic novel sense and in the adaptations. Next, I have Saga volumes 4, 5, and 6. So this is volume 4. As you might know, I am completely impressed by the quality of the story and by how well it is told and illustrated. And if I get my hands on the rest of the volumes, I'll definitely buy them and finish reading them as well. And of course, make reviews about them. I don't see why I shouldn't. There are the first three uploaded to my channel already, even though they don't have too many views. I'm sure you will enjoy them if you check them out. Next is I have the Maltese book I told you about. It is a science fiction book called Yen Wihat Minnom by John A. Bonello. Um, I read the first one a couple of months ago called Filmerat Tel Impossibili. I think this is the best author we have in Malta writing science fiction at the moment, and he is also adapting The Three Body Problem by Cixin Liu into Maltese. He is translating it, which is something that I consider to be absolutely impressive and mind-blowing as well, considering that it was a challenge translating it from Chinese to English to begin with, let alone from English to Maltese. Next we have Meg 2: The Trench by Steve Walton. Once again, I read the first one a couple of years ago. I spoke about it on my channel, the first book. I'm not sure if I ever got about to reviewing it. Even though I enjoyed it very much, I associate the Meg with the summer holidays, and it always helps me get into the summer mood, so I definitely want to catch up, even though I haven't yet watched the movie. Next, we have The Sense of an Ending by Julian Barnes, a book I want to read to help me out with university. I have a unit about contemporary fiction, and I finished reading The Noise of Time a couple of days ago, made a review about it as well, so I want to get a wider sense of what Julian Barnes is about and hopefully share my thoughts with you about him and his work. Next is Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Volume 1 by Jeff Kinney. So I've read this one about a million times, but there is this YouTuber called Berga, or Noble Scrolling Traveler, who has agreed to collaborate with me. And once I finish reading this once again, I will be sending him a couple of questions to answer about the book, since he hasn't read it yet. He will send me a video and I will edit it appropriately and then upload it to my channel, the first collaboration over here, which I look forward to very much. So if you're watching this, Noble Scrolling Traveler, I hope we can get it done. Um, Next, we have The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I have a lot of mixed thoughts about this, but since it is Pride Month, I thought it would be a good idea to give one of these books a go, especially since it's a Greek retelling sort of story, and I'm very much into Greek mythology, but there is a bit of a twist which I definitely look forward to reading about. And one of my subscribers has been recommending me this for ages, so I hope not to disappoint. Hopefully, this isn't a very ambitious list. I think I can read many of these in June. Finally, we have The Extinction Trials by S. M. Wilson. This is a cross between Jurassic Park and The Hunger Games, and I'm enjoying it very much so far. I've read about half of it, and I think it is very well put together, even though the action scenes are rather scarce. And next, we have this book my dad bought me from his previous trip abroad, by Asako Yuzuki, called Butter. I've read the first two chapters so far, very intriguing, and I look forward to see which direction this one is headed in. So yeah, make sure to stay tuned for the review. Thank you so much for watching this today. Let me know whether you have any book recommendations for me. Let me know what you guys are reading in June, what your TBRs look like. And it's a shame that I still make a TBR because usually these don't work for me. So yeah, I hope to be able to stick to this plan and read as many of these as possible and hopefully make a bunch of content. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, the usual stuff to help out my channel. And I hope to see you in the next one very, very soon. Bye guys.